Welcome to Starfield Signal, your place for everything Starfield. I'm your friend Luke, and yes, the economy system is going to be a crucial part of any successful playthrough of Starfield. From what we've seen of Starfield so far, there are several different systems in the game to engage with, from combat, shipbuilding, outpost resource generation, crew and companion management, and many others. And the great thing about Bethesda games is the freedom they give you to engage with these systems as a whole or independently of each other. If you want to focus on combat and become this awesome solo war machine, no need to worry about investing in your companions if you don't want them slowing you down. If you are all about building the most awesome epic ships in the game, but you don't want to take the time to create and manage outposts, well, no problem. It's been said Starfield could be characterized as many games in one. It's an exploration game, it's a combat game, it's a space simulation game, it's a crafting game, and on and on and on. But there's one thing at the center of all of these features and systems that affects everything else: the economy. Credits will have a major influence on how fast, how far, and how deep you go with the game. Of course, the main driver of the game will be missions coupled with exploration incentives, but the mechanics they've put in place indicate there will be massive financial barriers in strategic and balanced moments in the game's progression. This is why it's so important for any kind of playthrough or any kind of build to intentionally engage with the economy system from the very start of the game, so your progression doesn't come to a crashing halt when all of a sudden you need a better grav drive to make a necessary jump to another star system, but you don't have the credits for it. To give us some context for how important the developers designed the economy to be, let's take a look back at the character creation segment and specifically at the backgrounds and starter skills. Just a short break here. If you enjoy doing at least one kind thing each day, consider hitting that like button for me as it helps other Starfield fans find my content. Also, did you know about Xbox Clubs? If you're on Xbox consoles, then scroll down to the community section on your homepage and go to Clubs. Then just search for Starfield and you'll find our crew there. We'd love to see you. Thanks. The Diplomat background gives us some good insight here. While we saw in this 2022 showcase, Diplomat had the starting skill of bargaining, this was changed to Commerce in the recent Starfield Direct event of 2023. The change was made simply due to Commerce being the first tier skill that will lead to bargaining, but the most noticeable thing here is the description Commerce carries with it. It reads, "In the settled systems free market economy, almost anyone with the right skill set can open and run a successful business." Breaking this down tells us a couple of things. First, the phrasing here of opening and running a business suggests the ability to set up legitimate ways to make quick money and to be able to build this into a passive income system that can continue earning for you even when you're away exploring or completing missions. Second, because it's a first-tier skill, we can assume that this feature will not be locked behind late-game content, but that we'll actually be able to start building our income early in the game. Considering these two things, this tells me the developers put a lot of work in balancing and pacing the game with your credits in mind. Yes, you can choose to focus on any of the many aspects of Starfield in your playthrough: combat, shipbuilding, outpost, crew, companions, bounty hunting, smuggling, exploration, piracy, crafting, mission, story, and everything else. But the economy system is connected to all of these things, and all of these things point back to the economy system in some way. So, don't ignore the economy, and you'll have a much smoother experience enjoying your first playthrough. Next, I wanted to quickly scan through a few key parts from the Direct and make some observations that can give us some more context for the breadth and depth of the economy. Like with all economies, you're going to have options from basic items at budget pricing to higher-end items at luxury pricing. For example, looking at around the 413 mark, we see several different weapons and their different values. As you can see, a few are more basic weapons that we'll probably have access to at the beginning of the game. And these are priced fairly low compared to some of the more advanced weapons with special damage modifiers or higher damage. Similarly, we can see different space suits follow this pattern as well. Suits with less damage reduction and perks are priced lower than suits with better stats. Nothing revolutionary here, I know, but this gives us a good baseline for the kind of credits we'll need early in the game. These are all items we can obtain by level 11, which I would guess we can most likely achieve within about 4 to 6 hours of gameplay. Looking a little further down the financial path, we get a glimpse at ship values, which Todd Howard himself has said they are designed to be expensive in the game. We can see here at 2115, our starting ship, the Frontier, has a value of 7,375 credits. Now, when you compare this with the undoubtedly delicious meal of trilobites priced at 740 credits, that doesn't seem like a very expensive spaceship. Or maybe it's just a really expensive version of caviar or something like that. But there has been discussion in the Starfield community about the disappointment between these two price points. And while that is fair, I think it's important to remember the context of trilobites being a luxury price consumable and the Frontier being our busted up and depreciated in value spaceship. We actually see around 2728 some other ships that seem to be more mid-game tiered ships that we can acquire. These are priced anywhere from 13,000 to 50,000 credits. And lastly, we get a glimpse at what we can assume are more late-game ships around the 20-minute, 28-second mark, with prices ranging from 264,000 to over 650,000 credits. And I'm sure with upgrades, you could get these to a value of over 1 million credits. So rest assured that the economy will be fairly balanced, with maybe an easier earning to expense curve in the early stages of the game. If you're enjoying yourself, consider subscribing for more Starfield content. We have a ton of great videos planned for the launch of Starfield in, just a few weeks. Lastly, we do get some brief insight into how the outpost system and companions engage with the economy system. At 3706, in the outpost section, the developer tells us that we can assign companions and crew members to outposts for bonuses, and we can set up extractors to harvest resources while we're away. This confirms part of the passive income side of the economy I mentioned earlier, and this tells us that even within that passive income system, there are options to maximize our resource and revenue generation depending on which crew members we assign to which task. I expect these bonuses will be tied to the crew members' individual skills and perks they possess, which has led to even deeper questions. Are we able to train crew members to upgrade these perks and skills for even more bonuses in our outpost or ships? Back to outposts specifically, Todd Howard did confirm in his Kinda Funny Games interview at around the 43-minute mark, outposts are a deep system that will probably take advantage of late game. You'll need character skills and you'll need resources. You can also connect outposts between planets, shuttling cargo between them. This tells me that some more advanced mining or resource extracting or crafting might need resources from other planets, and that's where the cargo connections come in. When asked if outposts can be an economy builder for your player, he responded with a simple, yes they can. If you haven't already watched our first video about the economy system, I would love for you to go back and watch that. We did a lot of speculation and dreaming that turned out to be a lot of it correct. But there are a few things we talked about that haven't been confirmed just yet. Can we broker deals with specific manufacturers? Do our actions affect market values for certain resources and supplies? Will Gal Bank issue loans for ships and outposts in addition to our homes? Can we invest credits to earn interest from the bank? So many questions we still have, but I suppose that is the fun part of the journey. If you are interested in our Signal launch kit, complete with a custom Series X console case and headset controller stand, you can join the waitlist for those items through the link in the description. Quantities will be extremely limited, especially to get out by Starfield's launch date, so be sure to join the waitlist as they will have first access. I am so excited to get into the game and see how I can create my economic empire. This is definitely going to be part of my first playthrough, but even after that, I'm excited to see what are all the small and easy things that I can do to give my player a few extra credits here and there, even on playthroughs that aren't as focused on the economy. Do you plan to carefully and strategically build your empire like me, or will you just rough it out in the vast unknowable space and steal and kill for whatever you need to find? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and hit that bell if you want more Starfield content. Thank you to all of our patrons and YouTube channel members for supporting the channel financially. And thank you for watching, liking, and commenting. For now, may you find wonder as you journey through the stars.